Alright guys, it's your boy Mr. Lamb teaching you guys how to multiply polynomials, but today we're going to multiply 2 by 2. So what do I mean by a 2 by 2? Well, I'm really looking at a binomial over here. You have x plus 2, which is a binomial, and also over here x plus 5, which is another binomial. So we have two terms multiply by another two terms. So that's when we call this a 2 by 2. So what we do with these type of problems is we just set up a box. So let me show you what that's going to look like. So you first draw a box, a 2 by 2 box, just like that. And notice how you have two boxes here and then also two boxes vertically. So now all you do is to place your binomials, one on the top, and it doesn't really matter which one you put on the top. You can also put x plus 5 up here if you want. So it doesn't really matter as long as you put one up here and then the other one on the side right here. So since I already have x plus 2 on the top, I am now going to write x plus 5 on the side. After you have set up the box, now it's time for you to multiply. So essentially what you're multiplying is follow the box. So for this box, you're basically multiplying x times x. So x times x, what you learned from Unit 6, should give you x squared. And then we have x times 2 in this box. So x times positive 2 times x will give you 2x. Over here, this one should be plus 5 times x. So positive 5 times x should give you a positive 5x. And then last but not least, we have the last box over here. And the last box, it should give you positive 5 times positive 2. And positive 5 times positive 2 should give you a total of plus 10. So after you have all the boxes filled out, which is what you're supposed to do, if you do it correctly, you should notice that diagonally, these two terms, you can combine like terms. So just think about they're both positive. Since both of these terms are positive and they have the same exponent, both x, just think of it as combining like terms. What's 5x plus 2x? And when you think about 5x plus 2x, then the answer, it's going to be 7x. So don't forget, you still have this term in the front and also this last number here as a constant, so you need to also write it in order. When we write it in standard form, as you remember, we have to write the x squared first. 7x is positive, and then also the 10 is positive. So that's how you would write the answer in standard form, just to review. Standard form. So this will be your final answer. Notice we have multiply a 2 by 2, and the answer is going to come out as a trinomial. So let's have you guys try another one right here. Why don't you guys try to make a box and set it up first. All right, so let's make a box. And now think about what you will put on the top here and what would you put on the side right here. So why don't you think about it, give yourself 5 seconds, and then I will show you the answer. Did you guys get this? Now, some people, you might have put x plus 7 up here, and then x and minus 2 on the side. That's completely fine. The answer at the end, you're supposed to get the same answer as long as you do it correctly. So I'm going to give you guys some time to work on this problem, and let's check to see if you get it right. All right, did you guys get the answers inside the boxes? X times x is x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. X times positive 7 is positive 7x. And positive 7 times negative 2 gives you negative 14. So it helps, if you want, to also write it all out. So you can do x squared minus 2x plus 7x minus 14. So that way, you can also see that we have your 2x and your 7x that are the like terms. So when you combine negative 2x and the positive 7x together, you will get x squared plus 5x. Ooh, look at that 5. I don't like that 5. Let me write it again. There we go. 5x minus 14, and that is your final answer. How are we doing with that? All right, so now let's move on to level 2. The concept is the same, but just notice the problems just have slightly bigger numbers, and it requires you to understand how to multiply your exponents. So I am going to pause the video and have you set up the box just to see if we have the same answer. So go ahead. All right, this is what we have right now. Take a look. 2x and 3x, 2 times 3, multiply the coefficient together. 2 times 3 is 6, and then x times x is x squared. Therefore, 2x times 3x would give you a 6x squared. 3x times negative 7, 3x times negative 7 is negative 21x, 2x times 5 is 10x, and then 5 times negative 7 gives you negative 35. So what I like to do is, if I know I do it right, I already know that diagonal this way, these two terms are the like terms that I'm supposed to combine. So essentially, I'm just doing some math, right? What is negative 21x plus 10x? Well, since I have my calculator, or I can count, I now know negative 21x plus 10x is negative 11x. And then you just copy down the rest exactly the same. Make sure you have everything in descending order. We're talking about the degree, so you have a degree of 2, you have a degree of 1, and then you have no degree right here. That's why it's going from greatest to least. 2, 1, and then 0. But if you don't like this way, the box method, I can quickly teach you another method that can also give you the same answer. So let's try that. We're going to write over here another way. I love my handwriting. Perfect, because I'm using my finger to do it. Anyway, let's have the same problem. The same problem of 2x minus 7 and 3x plus 5. So let's write that. 2x minus 7 times 3x plus 5. Let's double check. 2x minus 7, 3x plus 5, we're good. So many of you have already learned the distributive property. So what if we don't do the box method, but instead we just think about distributive property? Because what we can do is to think about, okay, what if this 2x right here, I can just distribute the 2x with the 3x and with the 5. Then I can just multiply by doing distributive property. So let me draw the arcs for you. So 2x can go to 3x and 2x can go to 5, just like distributive property. So 2x times 3x should give you 6x squared. And next we have 2x times positive 5, and that should give you plus 10x. We're not done though, right? Because we still have the negative 7. So I already distributed 2x, but let's also distribute a negative 7. So I can also distribute negative 7 to the 3x and a negative 7 to the 5. Just make sure you don't forget this negative right here. So let me draw the arc for you in another color. So negative 7 can be distributed to 3x, and negative 7 can be distributed to positive 5. So that way I will get negative 21x when I multiply, and then negative 35. Notice currently we have 4 terms. We have 4 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's kind of like a polynomial, right? If you look closer, go back to our problem over here. we also have 4 terms in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's really the same thing as long as you follow the pattern. So this is another way to do it by distributive property. Some people, other teachers also like to call this the FOIL method. Why do they call this the FOIL method? Because they have first term multiplied by the first term for f, and then the outside terms right here, the 2x and the 5, they're the outside of the 2 parentheses for O. For I is the inside, right? The inside term, and then L for last. The last term here times the last term here. So it's really just distributive property. So now the same idea, I'm going to combine like terms. These are the like terms for me. And after I have combined like terms, my final answer, I still get 6x squared minus 11x minus 35. Bingo! So I don't know which way you like. I highly, highly recommend you choose the box method above. But hey, you know, we all like different people. We have different tastes. You like chow mein, I like fried rice. Doesn't matter. So maybe you like the FOIL method better. That's it for today. Have fun.